I hope you don't think you're special. It would be a shame if freedom went to your head.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to my final Star Wars The Old Republic beta video that is going to be going up on my channel. This one is actually not PvP, it's PvE, and there is a good reason for that. It's because I want to talk about PvE for once. So I've leveled 2 characters in the beta up to level 15. I've also leveled a third one up to level 9, I think. Sith Inquisitor, Jedi Knight, and Bounty Hunter. And through every single character, I thoroughly enjoyed leveling up. Now, we all know what MMOs are like. You log in, make a character level 1, kill 10 guys, collect 10 these, kill this guy, he's a mini boss, take him on, it's going to take a little bit longer, kill this, collect 10 more seeds, then the drop rate decreases as you go further and it takes longer and longer to level. It's not like that in this game. It is literally like a Mass Effect or Skyrim sort of thing where it feels like a single player experience when you're leveling, except you're in this world, this MMO world where everyone else is experiencing it, but each player is going to be experiencing something slightly different. And to me, this is just revolutionary for MMO, and I think a lot of other MMOs need to learn from this, because games like WoW, Warhammer, Lord of the Rings, all these big MMOs that are out there, they're brilliant MMOs, but the leveling is really dull after 2 characters or so. It does get a bit tiring leveling. I mean, the thing that would have been nice in like Warhammer Online, for example, because that's a PvP based game, say that you can't level your actual experience level in PvP very much. It's kind of disappointing. You know, you can get your renown level up very high, but experience level, you can't. It's very hard. You have to do PvE no matter what. It's grinding mobs. In this, though, it's so much fun leveling. I mean, I went on my first character, the Jedi Knight. I could not wait to try some PvP out, and PvP's unlocked at level 10, and I realised I was level 13 until I realised I was actually that high enough level to play PvP because I was just so involved in the storyline. It is a very immersive game, very immersive storyline. I mean, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I'm sure most players playing this game are Star Wars fans. So I was really into the storyline. I mean, Star Wars isn't just the 6 films. There is so much to be learned from different books before and after the films. Such a huge universe, and there is so much they could have done, and they have done it. And it makes a brilliant game. And to me, it's almost like one of my favourite single-player games, even though it isn't a single-player game, if that makes sense. I've never enjoyed playing a quest, playing a storyline as much for a long time. I think the only game I've enjoyed more was Prey and Fallout 3. I mean, the Prey and Fallout 3 storylines, to me, were just really good. But this game is just outstanding. It's a lot of fun. It makes leveling so much more fun. It doesn't feel like, in this game, it doesn't feel like you're grinding to get that high level so you can finally be with high levels. You don't want to level fast, I was kind of disappointed because when I got to a certain level, I realised I missed out loads of bonus quests, and I was kind of disappointed because they were too low level. You feel like you are missing out if you level too quick, And there is, I mean, obviously following the main storyline is going to get you cool items quicker, such as your starship and your mount and your lightsaber upgrade and whatnot. But there is so much more in the bonus quests as well, and there's so much areas to discover in the different zones and stuff. To me, I don't want to level slow, and I think what I'm going to do on my first character, the Sith Inquisitor, I am going to speed level, and I'm just going to speed through the main storyline as much as I can. But on my second character, I'm going to take it very slowly, and I'm going to experience as much PvE as I can, because there is just so much to be discovered. It is unbelievable. It's such a huge game, and the storyline is so immersive. You really feel like you are in there, and I think the main thing that does it is that unique dialogue system. It feels like that you are talking to that person, where in other MMOs, it's literally a wall of text and you click accept. In this, you go through a whole conversation, different options, which can affect how you turn out as a person and how the quest turns out and what happens within the story. And this is just like, like we see in games like Mass Effect and Fallout and stuff. And they have really managed to do that, capture that essence of those games so well and pull it in an MMO, and it just works amazing. I was kind of optimistic when I've mentioned this before. When I first saw this unique dialogue system, I was kind of optimistic, and I thought, well, that's going to be I think that's going to be the thing that's going to put a lot of people off. And I was still quite reluctant to try it out, but after playing it, it really truly does make that game. You don't want to miss out on what the people are saying. You know, it's very. I mean, a lot of it is important, a lot of it isn't, but you still don't want to miss out on it. You know, it's part of the immersion that you get when you play this game. And I'm not one of those like. I don't want to really sound rude here, but I'm not one of those guys who plays games like role plays and gets really immersed in the story and like nerds out sort of thing. You know, I don't want to sound like I don't want to offend anyone who does that, but you know what I mean. I hope you understand. I'm not one of those sort of guys, but in this game you can't help it sometimes. You know, you want to be like those. You know, you want to be like the Jedi's in the films and stuff, and you do feel like it when you play those classes, when you play the bounty hunter, and when you play the Sith, and when you play the Jedi and the Trooper and stuff. You really do feel like you are in the game, and you do feel like you are part of that world, part of this game. And there is just so much. I am really impressed with what they've managed to do. The way they've sort of combined that unique dialogue system with the quests, I think is just amazing, because certain options affect how you turn out as a player. So for most sort of dialogue options, there's a normal option, and then there's a light side option and a dark side option. So if you want, you can be a complete douchebag, and you can just choose all the dark side options. So you could be a bad Jedi, if you want to know. You could roll a Jedi Knight, but choose loads of dark side options. And what these do, these give you dark side points, or dark points, I think they're called. And this can affect what sort of gear you wear. So the more dark side points you wear, the more like red colour saber crystals you can have, which give you different sort of stats than the other colour saber crystals you can do. And it works vice versa. If you choose loads of light side options, then you'll gain light points, and these allow you to use different colour saber crystals and weapon effect crystals and stuff, which give you different stats, and also really affect what sort of characters interact with you and how you interact with them and what they think of you. I think it also opens up different quests as well. I'm not too sure on that one, depending on, you know, if you're really dark or really light. When I was leveling the Jedi Knight, I tended to go quite evil. But when I was leveling the Sith, I tended to go quite good. So it's kind of ironic. I was like a bad Jedi and a good Sith, if that makes sense, you know. It's a whole new level of customization. You can truly make that character unique to you. I mean, I'm sure you've all seen the character creation screen. There is a lot of customization. The amount of detail they've gone into in this. I mean, I thought Rift had a lot. It's probably on par with Rift, actually. If you've ever seen Rift, go check it out. The character creation, that is really good. Same in this as well. The only moan I'd have to say about the character creation was the last two body options. There's a really fat one, and there's a one below it which is like really big but really muscly. Those two seem... The really big and really muscly one seems a bit too small, but the really fat one seems a bit too big. I'd like one just in between, you know, slightly taller but more muscly. So I'd like some more options, but because I think there's 4 options, like really thin, then normal, then muscly, and then really fat. So it just seems there's like quite a big jump between them. That's the only moan I'd have to say, really. But it is funny seeing fat bounty hunters walking around everywhere, or fat light troopers walking around. It is kind of funny to see that. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fat Darth Maul clones out there. Because I definitely didn't make a fat Darth Maul Sith, you know, of course I didn't. But yeah, the character creation screen, apart from that, is really good, and again, it's all, you feel like that character is truly yours, and that fits in with the whole unique storyline that you play. One thing I really do like is the difference between each quest, each main storyline for your class. So the Jedi Knight has a completely different one to the Jedi Consular. They're very different, and again, it doesn't make leveling boring. You know, when you level a Jedi Consular to Jedi Knight, the only same thing is you're in the same zone. Apart from that, you're doing completely different objectives and different storyline, and I really like that idea. It takes that strain off leveling, because most people who play MMOs have at least 2 characters, have at least one alt. You know, I'm like that. I'm one of those guys who likes having a main, then an alt that's also like the main alt, and then I like having lots of other little characters for different things like banks and stuff, and I like leveling them to about till I've got at least a mount. So this to me is going to be really benefit me, and it's going to make PvE a lot more fun. And because in games like Warhammer or WoW, I've only ever done PvP really because I found PvE quite boring. I'd only ever do it if I had to. So in this, I think it's going to encourage me to level and do that a lot more than I would have done if it wasn't in there. So that brings the end to this chat anyway about PvE. Let me know what you think. Do you like the PvE? I certainly do. I think it's a great addition to the game. And BioWare have done really well. I mean, we know what BioWare games are like with storytelling and stuff, so they've done a superb job. Thumbs up to BioWare for this one. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be playing through the storyline and taking it easy on some of my characters. So let me know what you think anyway. And this is going to be the final video for the Star Wars: The Old Republic beta. Check back on this channel from the... I'm probably going to get a main video up on the 16th of the full game, because I'll be getting early access on the 15th if all goes well. They can't completely guarantee it, but if all goes well, I should be in the game on the 15th on the full game. So expect some videos either on the 16th, 17th, 18th, when the first main video is going to be going up. And hopefully I can make it a first episode of the Warzone Wednesday, which is going to be the PvP Battleground style video I'm going to be doing, kind of like Scenario Sunday. So yeah, check back on this channel if you want to be notified straight away. Make sure you click that subscribe button. You don't even need an account to subscribe anymore. You can just click the subscribe button and you'll be notified. Is that even a word? I don't think so. You'll be notified as soon as I've released a video. So click that subscribe button, and yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please rate it. That's really appreciated, and I'll see you in the next video.